Hi, Barbara and Michael Chatron. It's so great to see y'all. How are y'all?
Good to see you, Melissa.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad you're joining us. I really want people to know more about Caitlin and your chapter. So tell me a little bit about Caitlin.
So Caitlin is our youngest daughter. We have obviously three girls, house full of girls for Mike to deal with. She was born in 1989, and she was diagnosed with DIPG in 1999. She battled for 17 months. What a fighter. She asked a lot of questions. She was 10 at the time. She wanted to know things. Her attitude was good. She always wanted to go to school. Always, always, always wanted to be at school. She did not want a lot of fuss. Though she did appreciate when people gave her things. She liked that. Typical kid. But we were so blessed to have her in our lives. And this disease was brutal. Though for her, she did most of her chemotherapy and the drugs, few that there were, the dexamethasone, by mouth. Didn't have to be in the hospital, didn't have to have a port. So I'll let Mike say a few things too.
Yeah, she was a fourth grader when she was diagnosed, passed away at the start of her sixth grade year. Early on, she, I think, pretty much understood, was old enough to understand what was happening. She had some goals for herself. One of the big goals she had was she wanted to become a sixth grader. At the middle school, her two older sisters had gone. And fortunately for us, she was able to get 2 days in before we got to the final days of Kate's life. She is with us forever, though. I mean, will always is ever present in our lives. And there's not a day that goes by that we don't think of Kate.
Well, and it's been about 20 years since her battle, and y'all are just now getting involved with the Cure Starts Now. So tell us why you decided to do that. And for those that don't know, they joined my chapter, and I'm so grateful. So they're out here in Austin and Round Rock with me, and a godsend and a blessing to have them. But tell us why you decided to get involved.
At the time when Kate was diagnosed in 1999, the Cure Starts Now chapter had not been formed yet. That didn't happen until about 2006, 2007. So we did research everywhere. We were committed from the get-go to trying to help find a cure for this. For us, the benefactor of our dollars that we chose to spend went to Al Musella and the Musella Foundation, who is part of this greater group right now.
Yes, they are.
Symposium. And it's wonderful to see Al and the Cure Starts Now. When the Cure Starts Now came on the front and we first heard about it, then we became interested. We became even more interested after the Lauren Hill story. And then in 2016, when Brock was diagnosed, and we knew that your family was going through a battle, and that it's a battle that fortunately, very few families have to go through, but there are some. And at that time, we wanted to continue to help out even in a greater way. And you've been probably the strongest advocate in Texas for.
Well, y'all got to go to the symposium. And I mean, it's 20 years. What did y'all think of it? What's a takeaway from it?
Wow, it was very amazing, uplifting, hopeful, and emotional. So it was wonderful to hear all of the presentations by the researchers and to know that money raised is actively funding their research. It's very heartwarming, and we are ever hopeful that there will be better treatments, and at least, if not a cure, something that extends the life of these kids. At the same time, it was tough because families like us are there, and even after 20 years, it's hard.
For me, we are getting so close. It's clear from the researchers, the work that's there, we are so close to making that breakthrough. And the fact that we're getting the trials that are going to be coming on board in 2022 And as we all know, there's not much money that goes into this. No government money at all, only what we're able to raise ourselves and the rest of us around the country, around the world that really are invested in this. But I think we're close. And we need every dollar that we can raise puts us that much closer, that much quicker.
Well, before we end, I do want y'all to tell me a few things about Miss Caitlin. I know she loves soccer. Any favorite memories y'all want to share of her spunkiness?
Well, actually, we were playing cards with our grandkids yesterday, and one of the grandkids was pouting. And our oldest daughter, Megan, said, "Oh, this reminds me of Kate. Whenever we played games, if she wasn't winning, she was pouting." And so that's nice to get to share those memories. She was a fun kiddo.
She was the youngest of the three girls. She got dragged along to a lot of her older sisters' soccer games.
I bet.
Especially when she was very young. We had a real good friend of ours who would sit and play with Kate on the ground with her big people at many of these soccer games. And then as she progressed, she played soccer herself. She loved it. And that was one of the things that we missed, was she began to have trouble with her coordination at the start of her fourth grade year. We didn't catch it that soon until in April when it finally kicked in. But Kate had a tremendous vocabulary. We always chuckle that she would use words, and then our middle daughter would look at us and say, "What does that mean?" It was really kind of funny that you get those interactions. We still remember all of those between her and her sisters. She got to go to Megan and be an Aggie for a day while Megan was at Texas A&M. So that was another thing that to her as well.
Well, I know she's missed and present in y'all's lives, and the grandkids know all about their aunt. And I again appreciate y'all joining in our efforts and being an inspiration to other families, seeing y'all go through this. So
yeah,
thank
I
you.
have it all the time in my locket. So
Aw. Yes, close to your heart.
Yeah, close to my heart.
Where she should be. Thank you guys.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Melissa.
Melissa.